Metallica or Megadeth, who wins your Metal Wars? Leave the answer in the comments below. Kick it. Thanks so much for clicking on this video. We're going to have a little fun video going Megadeth versus Metallica. Both made it to the Big Four. Both have sold millions and billions of records. Both are just classic heavy metal thrash bands. So let's pick a winner, huh? Some of my favorite things, I have this Metallica ad. It's called Alcoholica. Of course, they had lots of drinking problems like a lot of bands did in the early days. And then from Megadeth, I have this Peace Sells poster signed by Dave and David. And those are probably my two prized possessions from the band. Record-wise, of course, I got my Metallica Creepin' Death. I've had that for a long time, along with the Jump in the Fire picture disc. And I have my Megadeth box set that I bought in the last few years or so. Metallica I've seen live twice. Saw them in opening for Ozzy Osbourne Ultimate Sin Tour. Of course, Metallica was on the Master of Puppets tour. Got to see Cliff Burton and the classic lineup of Metallica. And then I saw them on the next one with the Injustice for All tour with Jason Newsted playing bass. That was Queensryche opening up for Metallica on that tour. Megadeth I've seen 3 times within the last 10-12 years. Once headlining a festival, once opening up for the Scorpions, and another one headlining at a smaller venue. So it was really cool. That was my first time seeing them. Metallica formed in 1981, Megadeth 1983. Of course, Dave from Metallica was asked to leave and formed Megadeth. Both bands formed in LA. Metallica pretty much went up to San Francisco and kind of broke there. Megadeth, of course, broke out of the LA thrash scene. To make it fair, Megadeth has a ton more releases than Metallica does. Let's just look at the first 10 from each band and let's go head to head, starting with the debuts. Metallica, Kill 'Em All. Megadeth, Killing Is My Business and Business Is Good. Tight race on this one, but I had to go with Kill 'Em All. Now, I can't reward a full point for Metallica because ask Dave, and he's saying he was heavily influenced. He got some ideas that appeared on this record. So let's give 0.75 to Metallica, 0.25 to Megadeth. We're already starting with fractions. I'm lost. Now, this was the hardest round for me to do in my little pea brain because this is my favorite Megadeth record and this is my favorite Metallica record. And I first went with this, but after thinking and after, what are these, like 40-year-old albums, I had to think, like, what have I really went back to more? Is it just a few songs? Or what have I went back to more as a full piece, as a record? And that had to go with Peace Sells, But Who's Buying? To me, the track listing is just a little strong. Wake Up Dead is my favorite song from Megadeth. Blistering lead guitar solo on that. Awesome video too. And Black Friday, My Last Words, Devil's Island. It's not to take anything away from this, because this is awesome. Fight Fire, Ride the Lightning, Trapped Under Ice, one of my favorite Metallica songs. It was tough, but by a hair, by a little hair, Peace Sells, But Who's Buying? Point Megadeth. All right, round 3, 1986 is Master of Puppets. Like I said, I was lucky enough to see them on the tour. 1988, So Far So Good So What from Megadeth. This one was a little bit easier, Master of Puppets. What a letdown after Peace Sells. It's got good songs, but I just wanted another powerful record. And I remember purchasing at Rolling Stone Records here outside in Chicagoland and bringing it home, putting it on a turntable, and I was like, man, I'm just going to play Peace Sells some more. But this one, holy shit. Master of Puppets. Starts with Battery, going into Master of Puppets. Damage and Leper Messiah. Sometimes you just need 8 songs on a record. A lot of bands do 12 or 14. My perfect record is probably 10, but sometimes you just say, you know what, we got 8 great songs. Here you go. Master of Puppets, point Metallica. 1988, Injustice for All. Like I said, I was lucky enough to see them on that tour. 1990s, Rust in Peace. When you do ranking of their records from Megadeth, a lot of people put this on top. For me, it starts off perfect and strong with Holy Wars and Hangar 18, and then just kind of mellows out a little bit. Where this one, to me, even though, the production, where's the bass, where's the low end, it still, to me, is a great freaking record. Blackened is one of my favorite Metallica songs. So I'm sorry, you big Rust in Peace fans, but I gotta go point Metallica. Bob Rock came into this round here, not to be confused with Bobby Rock, the drummer, but so he came with the Black Album. I thought I had the CD for Countdown to Extinction. I don't. So let's just superimpose that there. So we got 1991 versus 1992. As much as it's cool to hate Metallica when they started doing the Black Record, and for me, this is the last one I even paid attention to them, I have to go with it. It has this classics, you know, Enter Sandman, and even Nothing Else Matters. I remember slow dancing to a girl in college to that song. So, as cheesy as it is, point Metallica for the Black Album. Round 6, 1996's Load versus 1994 superimposed Euthanasia. Lost the CD, gotta find it. Load, I gave it a good chance. This suffers, I think, from just having way too many songs on it. But in the end, Euthanasia wins this round. Round 7, we're getting to the CDs that don't have vinyl for either of these. We got Reload versus Cryptic Writing, both from 1997. Whew, I'll tell you, for me, Trust is their kind of version of Enter Sandman from Dave and the Boys. And it took me a little while, you know, I wasn't a big fan of either of them. But at the end of the day, I really liked this one better. Point Megadeth for Cryptic Writing. Round 8, Megadeth are still churning stuff out. So this came out in 1999. Risk versus Metallica's Saint Anger, which gets a lot of hate. For good reason, it sucks. Point Megadeth for Risk. I really love this record too, Risk. Sometimes when people rank the albums, they put this towards the bottom, which I don't get. Risk to me is amazing. Almost at the end, round 9, got to superimpose both because I don't think I have either of these releases. Had to listen to them both on YouTube. Love to listen to music for free on the YouTube. After a few listens, I tell you, it was 2008 Death Magnetic, which was supposed to be the big comeback record to the harder sound. Whenever you hear, oh, they're making a big comeback, that usually means the records previous to that, prior to that, sucked. You just should have stayed a good band so you don't have to make this big comeback. And then World Needs a Hero in 01. I do have the CD for that one. Kapow! There it is, World Needs a Hero. It took me, I think I did 3 or 4 listens both, and I tell you, I was writing down what I liked about both, and it just, man, you know, Metallica wins the contest on who had the fewest people in and out of that band. Only a handful. Megadeth had like 20 people in and out of the band. And sometimes it helps the band, sometimes it hurts the band. It's a good record, but yeah, point Metallica for Death Magnetic. 10th and final round, because Metallica only has 10 records, we have Hardwired, and then System Has Failed from Megadeth. Superimpose that, please. And it took me a little while. As much as they say, you know, this is the true back to form, listening to both, I had to give the point to Megadeth for System Has Failed. So those still watch this video, keeping score, I'll tell you, it was close. Metallica came out with 4.75 points, and Megadeth came out with 5.25. Megadeth wins this Metal War by a hair, and of course you got to give it to Megadeth because they're still churning out record after record after record, even though they're bringing people in and out of the band like a turnstile. But it's still, you got to give that to them. And they never made a cheesy movie about how their emotions were for the. Come on, Metallica! Hats off to both bands, Metallica and Megadeth. Big part of my childhood, and still bands that I listen to. Free music thing. What do you want? When I was buying and looking at these albums and CDs, I learned that I had 2 copies of Megadeth's The World Needs a Hero with a cool, weird cover on that. So I'm going to send one to you. Everyone leave me a comment. I will let this video, I'll leave the comments for 2 weeks from today when I upload it. And after 2 weeks, I'll read everyone's answer of who they liked more, Megadeth or Metallica, and just randomly put everyone's responses in a hat. I don't get a lot of views and I don't get a lot of comments on the video, so you have a good chance of winning a free CD. And then I'll just pick a winner. And that winner will get Megadeth, World Needs a Hero. It didn't win the round, but hey, it can win your heart. Thanks for watching.